Hello everyone, I am Dr. Mohit Kapoor. I am a first year radiology GR at AIIMS Nagar, Hyderabad, and today I am going to present a clinical case with you. So this is a case of 45-year-old male patient present with a chief complaint of fever since 1 month, cough with expectoration since 1 month, and shortness of breath since past 1 week. He has no history of similar complaint in past. He is a known case of type 2 diabetes mellitus since 8 years, but not a known case of hypertension, epilepsy, asthma, or tuberculosis. On examination, his vitals were pulse 104 per minute, BP 118 by 86 mm mercury, SpO2 96% room air. On single examination, S1, S2 were heard, no murs were noted. On respiratory system examination, bilateral air entry was present with coarse capitation in left mammary, left interscapular and infraxillary area. So the patient was referred by medicine department for a chest radiograph, and as we can see in this image, this is a chest radiograph PA view done on 18th of April 2022. In this we can see an ill-defined non-homogeneous area of consolidation seen involving predominantly the middle and lower zones of left upper lung with air bronchioles and cavitation. It should also be noted that the left cardiac and left hilums are silhouetted, indicating the middle and lower zones of upper lobe are involved, and the diaphragm is not silhouetted, indicating the diaphragm silhouette is negative, indicating the lower lobe is not involved. Other than that, there is no bone or soft tissue abnormalities, no air on the diaphragm. So impression which we got was a consolidation involving the left upper lobe, predominantly middle and lower zones of upper lobe. It was likely an infective etiology. So the comorbidity which we can think of TB, lobar pneumonia, lobular pneumonia, aspiration pneumonia, and neoplasm causing a obstructive pneumonia. So first coming to tuberculosis, consider the endemicity of TB in India and radiological feature which we see, that is the lobar consolidation with cavitation and bronchium. TB is the first diagnosis which we can think of. So TB predominantly affects the lung, but it can also spread by lymphatics and blood vessels, and this allows it to disseminate into other organs. In this image, we can see the patient had a patient had a lobar pneumonia, but the patient was not responding to antibiotics, and after a few weeks after patient after in giving antibiotic, the patient was not responding. So we thought of a TB pneumonia, and we did a CT, and in CT we saw a consolidation involving the air bronchium and cavitation, which suggests that the patient had TB. So the TB, there are three main types of TB: pulmonary TB, that is primary, post-primary or reactivation TB, and miliary TB. So the primary TB can be an active or inactive disease. The inactive disease in active disease we can see consolidation, small focal nodularity, lymphadenopathy, and effusion. Whereas inactive disease are more characterized by scarring and calcification. Post-primary TB or the reactivation TB, it can also be an active or inactive disease. However, adenopathy and effusion are less common, and this is more characterized by focal scarring and lung distortion and cavitation, usually in upper lobes. Whereas miliary infection is more characterized by multiple small discrete widespread pulmonary nodules. Coming to lobar pneumonia, and lobar pneumonia is also called as rounded pneumonia, as we can see sharply circumscribed border in this, and due to involvement of contiguous alveoli, we can see that it spreads by collaterals and thus follow a non-segmental distribution. So in this image we can see the patient had a lobar pneumonia or round pneumonia, and after some time it all spread by collaterals to involve a diffuse area, but it was a non-segmental distribution. Whereas in a bronchopneumonia or the lobular pneumonia, we can see that it spreads by tracheobronchial tree, and thus we can see there are multiple areas of consolidation, and the nodules which we can see are also very ill-defined, because as compared to spread by collateral channels in lobar pneumonia, this spreads by tracheobronchial tree, and thus we can see widely spread bilateral involvement and multiple layer consolidation, very characteristic of bronchopneumonia or lobular pneumonia. Third is aspiration pneumonia. In aspiration pneumonia, aspiration pneumonia is very easy. Aspiration pneumonia patients usually have a characteristic history. The patient aspired. It can be a patient was ventilated, or patient was unconscious, or patient was binge drinking and got binge drinking, etc., and he aspired, and thus we get and then we patient had pneumonia, and we see the characteristic X-ray radiological features, that is predominantly mostly bilateral lower middle or lower zones are involved. However, it should also be kept in mind that sometimes if patient lies on one side for a long time, it can also have a unilateral distribution, and this is because of special anatomy of Broca's intermitters seen in the right lung. So normally we can see bilateral involvement bilateral low zones involvement in aspiration pneumonia, but we can also say unilateral involvement in right, middle, and low zones. Last year, neoplasm can also cause obstructive pneumonia, and this can cause atelectasis, and which atelectasis, and then later on lung can re-expand with edema, inflammatory cells, and cholesterol macrophages, and this gives it a characteristic drowned lung appearance. So this is also something which we should keep in mind while thinking of consolidations, common treaties for consolidation. So these were the details which I want to discuss about a patient having consolidation. Thank you very much.